Dr. Perry Bush is our guest today on Noon Edition, and we have had a recent rash of shootings in these past couple of weeks. Many of these have actually been rather reckless, starting with a shooting in Kansas City, an 84-year-old man shooting a 16-year-old boy who was accidentally at the wrong address to pick up his siblings, and he just happened to ring the wrong doorbell.
Absolutely, Lynn. It's really scary what's happening in America. There have been a whole, like you said, a whole raft of these shootings last week, and I expect some every day now, the way things are going. In this instance, a young man named Ralph Yarl, an honors student, was told by his parents to pick up his younger siblings at a suburban neighborhood address near Kansas City, and he rang the doorbell, and the owner of the home, and this is a young man who's African-American, he's an honors student, a first-rate young man apparently, plays in the band. And this owner told him to get back and then shot him twice through the door. And he's not been killed, but he was shot in the head. And you wonder, the long-term repercussions for simply ringing the wrong doorbell. And then, you would talk. There's instance after instance last week. It's terrifying. And this is the future in America.
Yeah, we also had another shooting in a parking lot where a high school cheerleader and some of her friends went into a convenience store. One of them accidentally left early and got into the wrong vehicle. That driver then starts shooting at the car full of girls.
Yep. The guy actually got out of the car, apologized, and he came and followed and shot her. And now she's in the hospital, I think in critical condition. He's been charged. There was another instance in upstate New York, in which people are looking for a party, a car full of young people looking for a party, and they pull in the wrong driveway. That young woman, Haley Gillis, was murdered. The guy comes out in his porch, starts shooting at a car that was told in the driveway to turn around. And now she's dead, and he has been charged, I think, with murder. There was an incident in North Carolina last week in which a couple of kids, their basketball rolls into someone else's yard. A 6-year-old girl goes to fetch her basketball, and that guy comes out on the porch and shoots the girl. And when her parents go to attend her, frantic, they get shot. And I guess the father is now in critical condition in the hospital. So there are a whole raft of these things that really are terrifying, Lynn, in terms of just daily life in America.
So
ring the wrong doorbell, you could be shot, especially apparently stand your ground laws will work against you, especially if you're someone of color. And that's another point of concern that we might talk about.
Well, you brought up before we started recording today that Ohio does have some gun laws, and most every state now is starting, if they don't already have one, they're working toward getting a stand your ground law. How are these laws beneficial, and how are they hurting us?
Well, honestly, crime rates are up. People are afraid. And so 38 states, Ohio among them, have passed these stand your ground laws that says you can use lethal force if you reasonably feel your life is under threat. But the stand your ground laws are different than your home is your castle laws. Before, you really had to demonstrate that you were in severe danger for your life, and you had no way out except to defend yourself with a gun. The new stand your own ground laws say that you don't have a duty to retreat. If you feel danger, and they've extended it not just your home, but your office and apparently your car. If you're in your car and you feel under threat, you don't have a duty to retreat, you don't have a duty to find your way out, you can simply shoot the attacker. And that's what some of these people are claiming, that I was under a threat. I felt legitimately afraid for my life. And so I had a duty to defend myself. I had a right. I didn't have to retreat. That's the new shift of these stand your ground laws.
Well, this is a topic we could probably talk about all day, but unfortunately we've come to the end of our time. I thank you for your time this afternoon, and we will be back with more right after this.